The Red Lanterns are a group of lanterns fueled by rage, and they are now run by Guy Gardner. There is no way this could go bad. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. When we last left off with the Red Lanterns, Guy Gardner was in charge of them, and he had removed Atrocitus' ring. While Guy worked out a deal giving the Red Lanterns Earth sector, Atrocitus got a new red ring, and he began to plot his revenge. They now stand on Yasmalt, where the race of individuals that they saved have created statues to honor them, and to show them how they feel about this. The Red Lanterns are happy with the life that Guy Gardner is forming for them, and that's a good thing because he's happy with his life with them. But they did just lose one of their friends, Ratchet, as his ring left him because he no longer felt rage, but instead he felt family. So Bleez and Rancor decide that they're going to go track it down and help whoever the new Red Lantern is, while Guy Gardner decides that he's gonna go do something back on Earth. He looks to Skalax and Zillus. Yo, you guys wanna come? They look at each other, and then they look back at Guy. Yep. So Guy, Skalax, and Zillus all head back to Earth, where they arrive in Baltimore, Maryland. Charm City itself, as Guy tells them, the place where he grew up. A port city? This explains a lot about you, Gardner. And where are the spheres? You guys haven't learned to make buildings out of spheres yet? Honestly, Gardner, this whole place looks a little backwards. All right, insult the guy's home? Come on. It wasn't an insult, Gardner. It's, a very nice port village. You know, I was gonna bring you guys for beers, but you lost those. I'll give your ring some coordinates of things that you might find impressive here on Earth, and I'll catch up with you later. Don't get into any trouble, and the rules are simple. If someone from here doesn't hit you first, you aren't allowed to hit them first. And with that, Guy flies off to Norway. He walks up to the cabin in the middle of nowhere and he knocks on the door. A woman opens the door and blasts Guy with the ice, freezing him. Damn, Tora, that was... But Tora, formerly Ice and one of Guy's old Justice League International partners, tells him, "Don't even say it, Gardner." And Guy grins. Ice cold. She storms off and he melts himself out of the ice. He then walks into her place and he tries to convince her to take him back. He's changed. But she doesn't think that's a good idea at all. Meanwhile, Skalax and Zillus are traveling Earth looking at what are supposed to be amazing sights. First, they go to Arizona, where Zillus calls the Grand Canyon a home. Then they go to Israel to see the Red Sea, and Zillus asks why it's a blue sea. Then they go to the Dome in Paris, and Zillus finally thinks that it's starting to look good. Then as they're looking at what they're supposed to go look at next, which is Las Vegas, they find themselves meeting the Shadow Thief. She tells the villainous scum that she's here to eradicate any life forms that come to this planet, and she can smell their putrid odors. But Skalax points out that she's wearing an alien suit and is probably just smelling herself. Zillus decides that since this is an Earthling, he'll ask her a question, something that he gets called a lot. He wants to know what a testicle is. And the Shadow Thief hits him! Zillus goes flying and Skalax smiles. Aha! You hit first! Which means it's open season on you, alien! What? No, I'm from Earth, you're the alien! No, you're the alien to me, he tells her as he hits her with his red beam. But her suit is made of shadows and it begins to absorb the red light of rage. Zillus comes flying back in and he hits her with napalm blood. But back with Gardner, he's trying to convince Tora that he's really changed. He even solves problems without punching now, sometimes. At that moment, Skalax calls him up. Gardner, we need you! We got ourselves into a little trouble. Tora looks at him worried. Here, I'll prove it to you. I'll solve this problem without even punching. And they head off to join the argument. Meanwhile, Rancor and Bleez have followed Ratchet's ring to its new home and its new user, but when they open the door to the building, they are greeted by a very unsettling sight. Atrocitus has the new Red Lantern, and he welcomes Rancor and Bleez to his new home. Guy and Tora arrive at the fight scene, and they see that the Shadow Thief has both Skalax and Zillus wrapped up. As he shows up, Guy tries the subtle approach. Ma'am, what's the problem here? I'm sure we can work out with some intelligent discourse. This alien filth has defiled our planet, and I will not allow it. Wait, what were they doing to the planet? We did nothing, Gardner! We were simply touring the site you told us to, and she attacked us! Now hit her! You are from Earth and you side with these aliens? Lady, some of my best friends are aliens. Honestly, you sound a little... It's not racist, but it's something, some kind of hate speech thing. Gardner! Skalax whines to him, but then the Shadow Thief cuts him across the cheek. Now you're getting on my last nerve, lady. Guy dodges a few more whips and then he tries to get Skalax free, but Skalax explains that this whole thing is shadow-based. Meanwhile, back with Rancor, Bleez, and Atrocitus, he's having Dexstar bombard them with his power. Bleez begs for him to stop, and he retorts by asking her if she would like him to stop, like he asked for her help when Guy Gardner beat him to death and took his ring. They then try to throw everything they have at Atrocitus, but the new Red Lantern has a special power to catch and throw back energies, quickly defeating both Rancor and Bleeze. Back with Guy, he has the idea to make his light as bright as possible and block out the shadows, since they can't affect it directly. And it works easily, cutting Skalix and Zillus out of their shadow holds. Then, they bombard the Shadow Thief with their light, and Tora freezes her up. Skalix deactivates the Shadow Thief's suit, and Guy goes off with Tora to talk about their relationship. He needs her. He's going through a lot. He's in charge of the Red Lanterns now, and he's coping with a lot of rage, and he needs her to help him connect to Earth, to his sanity. And Tora tells him no. She can't be that for him. Regardless of how much he's changed, she doesn't feel the same. She doesn't want him back. So Guy, Skalix, and Zillus all go into space, where sadly, Guy is feeling his grip on humanity is slipping away. Overall, it's been a hell of a journey for him. But that's when they get a report that there are Green Lanterns next to the red power battery. Perfect, he thinks, and he heads back to find Hal Jordan and Supergirl with a red ring? The Green Lanterns came across this Kryptonian with a red ring, and they want Guy's help at giving back her sanity. So they take her and they throw her into the red pool. She rises from the red blood with her mind intact, and she explains that she is Kara Zor-El, cousin of Superman. And now, she is in the Red Lantern Corps. Guy Gardner looks at Hal and her. Oh great, I got Superman's cousin. Meanwhile, back with Bleeze and Rancor, they have managed to escape Atrocitus. It's only temporary. They are injured and they will not survive. So Rancor tells Bleeze to get the heck out of here. He'll protect her escape. Bleeze asks him why he's doing this for her. They're Reds! It's not just for you, he explains. It's for all of us, Guy and the others. Someone has to warn them that the monster is back. She looks into his eyes. I won't forget this, and we will come back for you. I won't live that long. Just go, Bleeze! She takes off into the sky as Rancor stands up to Atrocitus, and Atrocitus looks at him. Come forward, my son. It is time for your penance. This is chapter 1 of the Red Lantern Civil War, and there are 2 more parts to it before we can move on to the next Lantern story. I hope you guys enjoyed this, but if you want to know what happens with Supergirl and having her red ring, then go check out our Red Daughter of Krypton storyline that we did a rather long time ago. It's an old video, the audio's a little off because we've improved since then, but the story is still there. And next week, we'll be seeing you guys with the next chapter of the Red Lantern Civil War. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to click the link down below if you want to read this story for yourselves.